Hello students, welcome to our channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us solve the problems from 1 to 3 of the exercise 6.5, okay, of chapter 6, that is application of derivatives of class 12th. Now, let us look at the first question. So, what is the first question? Find the maximum and minimum values, if any, of the following functions given by, okay, these four functions are given to you. The first one is what? Fx equal to 2x minus 1 the whole square plus 3. Okay, so what you have to do here is you have to find the maximum and the minimum values, if they exist, okay, of this function. Now here what you have to do is you have to directly find the maximum or minimum if it exists. Okay, so let us see how to find it directly without any method, okay, without any specific method. So let us see. So first one, fx equal to 2x minus 1 the whole square plus 3. Okay, now if you look at this function, this is what? You have a square of some quantity here plus 3, right? And x is not given to belong to any domain. Okay, so you take it as the set of real numbers only. Okay, so now if you look at the function which is given, this is a square of some quantity plus 3. Okay, now when this function will be minimum, this function will be minimum when this quantity which is inside the square, okay, becomes 0, right? Or for that matter, this whole quantity becomes 0. Okay, if this becomes 0, what will happen? You will get 0 plus 3, which is 3, right? And so here the function becomes minimum, not maximum. Here the function will become minimum, right? If this becomes 0, right, plus 3, then the function will become what? Minimum, right? You can look at this. If we take 2x minus 1 the whole square as 0, right, what will happen? Fx will be equal to 0 plus 3, which is equal to 3, right? Now suppose we take this quantity as non-zero. Okay, if we take this quantity as non-zero, what will happen? You will get a positive quantity, right, because square is there, plus 3, right? So that will be greater than 3. Okay, so if you take any non-zero quantity here, what will happen? You will get a value which is greater than 3, right? So you see that the value of the function is minimum when this quantity becomes 0. Okay, so we have to take that this quantity is 0. Then what happens? From here what you get is 2x minus 1 is 0, right? If you take square root on both sides, so 2x minus 1 is 0, that means 2x is equal to 1. Okay, and that means x is equal to half, right? So you see that at x equal to half, 2x minus 1 becomes 0, right? So 2x minus 1 square is 0, right? So then the function will be minimum there, right? And the minimum value is what? 3. Okay, now we have to find or write only the minimum value, right? So what is the minimum value? It is 3. Okay, so the minimum value is equal to 3, right? Now does this function has a maximum value? It doesn't have maximum value, because as this number will increase inside the bracket here, okay, the square of that will increase and plus 3. Okay, So you see that the function increases, right, as x increases. Okay. So what will happen here? The function will not have any maximum value. Okay. So because this keeps on increasing as you increase x, right? So this has no maximum value. Okay. Then second, if you look at the function, it is given as fx equal to 9x square plus 12x plus 2. Okay, just here what we have to do is look at the function and just tell whether the function has a maximum or minimum, right? You don't have a specific method here. Okay. So now here what happens? If you look at this function, this is fx equal to 9x square plus 12x plus 2, right? So now we can write this as fx equal to 9x square can be written as 3x the whole square, okay, plus this we can write it as what? 2, right, multiplied by 3x, okay, multiplied by 2. 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12, okay, x plus, now this is 3x square, then this is 2, 3x is here, okay, then this 2 is there, so we will add 2 square here, okay, and so we have to subtract 2 square because simply cannot we cannot simply add 2 square here, so we have to subtract 2 square, and this is plus 2 which is there, right? So what you will get, fx equal to 3x the whole square, okay, or if we write it using the formula, what you will get, a square plus 2ab plus b square. What is that? A plus b the whole square, okay, that is this here. Now what you have here, minus 4 plus 2, okay, so what you will get, fx equal to 3x plus 2 the whole square minus 4 plus 2 is what? 2, okay, I mean minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2, so you will get this, okay. Now what is this? This is fx equal to, we can write this as minus 2 plus 3x plus 2 the whole square, okay. Now again you see here what, if you increase this quantity here, okay, see this quantity is what? Positive or 0, right, because this is square, so this quantity is positive or 0. So if you increase this quantity, what happens? Fx increases because what we have written? We have written minus 2, right, plus some positive quantity, right. So if you keep on adding a greater and greater positive quantity here, then this function will keep on increasing, right. So this function doesn't have a maximum value, right, because if this increases, then the function keeps on increasing, okay. So now does it have a minimum value? Yes, it has a minimum value. Why? Because if you take this as 0, this is a constant, okay. If you take this as 0, then what you get is minus 2, okay. So the minus 2 will be the minimum quantity, because if you take this as non-zero, what happens? Every value that you get is greater than minus 2, okay. So if this becomes 0, then you will get a minimum value, right. See, you can write it like this, f of 0 will be what? minus 2 plus 3 times 0 plus 2 the whole square. Okay, so that means what? F of 0 is minus 2 plus okay, so we have to first, we cannot take 0 here directly. Okay, we have to take what? We have to see at which point this is 0. Okay, so what? You take 3x plus 2 the whole square equal to 0, right? So that is how we have to check. If this becomes 0, then the function value is the minimum. Okay, so what you'll get? 3x plus 2 equal to 0, right? So that means what? X is equal to minus 2 divided by 3. All right, so you are getting this. Okay, x equal to minus 2 by 3. At that point this will become 0, and so what you will get is the minimum value. Okay, so therefore what you conclude is minimum value of fx is what? Minus 2. Okay, because if this becomes 0, right, you will get the value as minus 2. Okay, so this is how we have to check it. Now suppose we have checked the maximum value, right? So what is the maximum value? This function doesn't have maximum value, so no maximum value. Okay, for fx. So this is the answer, right? Now let us go to the third problem. Third problem is fx equal to minus of x minus 1 the whole square plus 10. Okay, this is what you have. So if you write this as what? Fx equal to 10 minus x minus 1 the whole square. Okay, so if you look at this function now, this function will have what? Maximum value, right? Why? Because see, if this is non-zero, what will happen? You will get 10 minus that non-zero quantity, right? So that will be something like 9 point, okay, some value. So that 9 point something is less than 10. Okay, so if you take any value here, okay, which is non-zero, then what you are getting is values which are always less than 10, right? So when this function will be maximum, when this will become 0. Okay, so you will get 10 minus 0, which is 10, and that is the maximum value, right? So if this becomes 0 means what? X minus 1 the whole square, right? So that is x minus 1 equal to 0. So that is x is equal to 1, right? So this is the point at which this becomes 0. Okay, so the maximum value, we don't need this actually, but still to know or to understand the problem you have to find this. Okay, so maximum value is what? 10, right? And does it have a minimum value? This doesn't have a minimum value. Why? Because if this quantity, right, increases, right, that means minus of that quantity will decrease. Okay, so if this keeps on increasing, then minus of this will keep on decreasing, right? If this is 100, then minus of that will be what? Minus 100. Okay, if this is 200, then minus of that is what? Minus 200. So from minus 100 it goes to minus 200, right? So this keeps on decreasing as this increases or the x increases. Okay, now 10 minus the quantity which is decreasing. Okay, say for example you have 10 minus 200, what you will get? Minus 190. Okay, or suppose this becomes minus 300, so 10 minus 300, that is minus 290. Okay, so you can see that the function will keep on decreasing, right, when x increases. So what you get? No minimum value. Okay, no minimum value. So that is the third problem. Now let us look at the fourth. So you have gx equal to x cube plus 1. Okay, so if you look at the function here, this is what? X cube plus 1. Okay, now if you look at any values, okay, like for example g of 0 if you have, then it is what? 0 cube plus 1, right, which is 1. Then if you take g of 100, say, what you will get? 100 cube plus 1, right, which will be, this is a 10 lakh plus 1. Okay, so which is 10 lakh, right, 1, right. So this is what you'll get. So you see that if x keep on increasing, then this quantity also keeps on increasing, that is the value of the function. So this has no maximum value, right? And suppose you decrease the quantities, say for example if you take now g of minus 100, g of 0 you know that is 1. Okay, g of minus 100 is what? Minus 100 cube plus 1. So that is nothing but minus 1000001 plus 1. Okay, so that is what? If you subtract, okay, what you will get? 0 minus 10 lakh. Okay, this is what you will get. So you see that the quantity keeps on decreasing. First at 0 it was 1, then it became what? Minus oh, this is 0 here, so this is 0, then 10, this subtraction is not correct, 9, then 9, okay, 9 here, 1 2 3, then 9 9 and 0, so 9 9 9 9 9 9. Okay, so what you will get is this. So it is minus 9,99,999. So this is what you will get. So you see that first it was 1, then it decreases to what? Minus 9,99,999. So the quantity, that is the value of the function, keeps on decreasing, right, as x decreases. So this has no minimum value also, right. So on the right hand side, that is when x increases, the function keeps on increasing, so no maximum value. And on the left hand side, if x decreases, right, then the function keeps on decreasing, so no minimum value. Okay, so that was the answer of the fourth first. Now let us go to the second. Again the question is the same. Okay, so that is what? Find the maximum and minimum values, if any, of the following functions given by what? This 5 functions are given to you. Okay, so let us see how to solve. Okay, fx equal to modulus of x plus 2 minus 1, right? So now this function, okay, is what? Modulus of x plus 2 minus 1, right? So what we will do here is we will plot the graph and see. Okay, so this x you take and y, that is what? Modulus of x plus 2 minus 1. Okay, that is this. So if you take values for x, right, find the values for x, y. Okay, so if you take now say minus 2 here, what you will get? So modulus of minus 2 plus 2 minus 1, so that is modulus of 0 minus 1, so that is 0 minus 1, so which is minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 you are getting. Then now if you take here minus 1 for x, what you will get? Minus 1 plus 2 minus 1, so which is modulus of 1 minus 1, right? That is 1 minus 1, which is 0. Okay, so for minus 1 the value of the function is 0. Now suppose you take 0 here for x, what you will get? 0 plus 2, right, mod minus 1, so which is modulus of 2 minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, which is 1. Okay, so you are getting 1. So this is what you have. So let us see, if you plot the function 0, then this is 1 2 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3, then 1 2 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. Okay, so at minus 2 what you have? The function value is minus 1, that is here the point. Okay, then minus 1 when it is, the function value is 0, so here, right? And when it is 0, the y value is 1, so here. So this on the right hand side of the graph we have got. Now let us look at the left hand side. For that we have to take one point which is less than minus 2, so minus 3 let us take. Okay, so what we will get? So modulus of minus 3 plus 2 minus 1. Okay, so that is minus 1 modulus minus 1, so that is 1 minus 1, right? Modulus of minus 1 is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0. So what you will get at minus 3? Y is 0. Okay, now for say minus 4, if we look at, let us look at minus 4. So minus 4 plus 2 minus 1, so that is what? Minus 2 minus 1. Okay, so that is 2 minus 1, right? Modulus of minus 2 is 2, and which is 1. Okay, so at minus 4 what do you get? 1. Okay, so you see that you will get a graph in this way, right? See, this is the graph. Okay, now what is the minimum value you can look at here? It is minus 1. Okay, this is minus 1 here. So this is the minimum value, right, for the graph. All the values are greater than this, so that is the value is minus 1. So minimum value is minus 1. Okay, and the maximum value is what? No maximum value, because the graph keeps on increasing here and here also, right, on the left hand side. So no maximum value. Okay, so that is how we have to solve these problems, right? Now let us go to the second of second. So gx is given as what? Minus of modulus of x minus 1 plus 3. Okay, so now if you look at this, we have to plot the graph here. Okay, there is no other method. If trial and error works, that is well and good, but we can plot the graph here. That will be also easier to observe. Okay, so x and gx is there. Okay, that is nothing but minus of modulus of x plus 1 plus 3, right? So you take values for x and find the corresponding value of the function. Okay, so what we will do, first we will take the value as minus 4, say. Okay, so what we'll get, if you look at minus 4 plus 1 plus 3. Okay, g of minus 4, so that is what? Minus of modulus of minus 3 plus 3, right? So that is minus of 3 plus 3, which is 0. Okay, so you will get 0 here. Then if you take minus 3, what you will get? G of minus 3, which is minus of modulus of minus 3 plus 1 plus 3, right? So which is what? Minus of modulus of minus 2 plus 3. Okay, so that minus of modulus of minus 2 is 2 and then plus 3, right? Then minus 2 plus 3 is 1. So 1 you will get. Then if you take minus 2, what you will get? G of minus 2 is minus of minus 2 plus 1 plus 3, right? You will get. Then minus of modulus of minus 1 plus 3. So that is minus of 1 plus 3, which is 2. So at minus 2 the function is having the value 2. Now if you take, say, minus 1, so g of minus 1 is minus of minus 1 plus 1 plus 3. So that is what? G of minus 1 is minus of 0, right, plus 3. So that is g of minus 1 is equal to 3. Okay, now suppose you take 0 here, what you will get? G of 0 is minus of 0 plus 1 plus 3. So that is g of 0 is nothing but minus 1 plus 3. So g of 0 is 2. Okay, and last one more value we can take 1 here. So g of 1 is what? Minus of 1 plus 1 plus 3. Okay, so that is g of 1 is minus 2 plus 3, right? And g of 1 is 1. So 1 you will get, right? These are the values you get. Okay, now let us plot the graph and see what you get. So origin here 1, 2, 3. Here it is minus 1, then minus 2, then minus 3, then 1, 2, 3. Okay, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So you see that at minus 4, okay, that is here, what is the value? 0. Okay, at minus 4 it is 0, so the point will be here. Then at minus 3 it is minus 1 here. Okay, here minus 3, the value of the function is 1. At minus 2, what it is? 2. Oh, at minus 3 it is 1, so where it is? Here. Right. Okay, then minus 2, what it is? 2. so it is here, right? And if you take -1, the value is 3. So at -1 it is 3, right? And if you go ahead, then at 0 it is 2. So at 0 it is 2, and at 1 it is what? 1. So you see that you will get a graph in this way. Okay. So this is the graph. Now what you see here, this function has a maximum value, right? So this is the maximum value, 3. Okay. So the maximum value is what? Is 3, and minimum value is what? No minimum value, right? Because the function keeps on decreasing on the left hand side and also on the right hand side, so no minimum value. Okay, so that was the second problem of the second. Now let us go to the third. Let us see. So what you have is h of x is equal to sine 2x plus 5. Okay, so here you don't need to plot a graph. You look at which values, okay, this sign is 0, or the sign is minimum, right? You know that the sign is what? Sign is between -1, right? Sin theta is between -1 to 1. This is very, very important. Okay, this you have to know here. Okay, this you have studied in the 11th standard. So -1 is less than or equal to sin theta less than or equal to 1, right? -1 is less than or equal to sin theta less than or equal to 1. So what is the minimum value for sine? Any theta you take, for that matter here it is 2x, right? So any theta, for that theta the value will be between -1 to 1, okay, for sine. So what you get? You get that if this sine is the minimum, that is -1, so the minimum value is what? -1, right, plus 5, right, because 5 is a constant. Okay, so -1 plus 5 is 4, right? So the minimum value of this function is 4. Okay, minimum value of hx. Now maximum value of hx, what it will be? It will be just when the sine will take the maximum value. Okay, so that is 1, right? And here what you have is plus 5, so the maximum value is 6. Okay, so the function h will have minimum value as 4 and the maximum value as 6, right? Okay, now let us move on to the fourth one. So you have what? Fx equal to modulus of sine 4x plus 3. So again you have to use the same concept, okay, that is -1 is less than or equal to sine theta less than or equal to 1, right? So the minimum value will be what? Minimum value is mod of, when this will take minimum value, okay, so that is -1 plus 3 is a constant, so modulus of 2, which is 2, right? And maximum value will be modulus of 1 plus 3, okay, that is when this sign will take the maximum value. So that is what? Modulus of 4 which is 4. Okay, so this function has minimum value 2 and maximum value 4. Okay, now let us look at the fifth problem of the second. Now what it is, hx equal to x plus 1, right, when x belongs to -1 to 1 open. Okay, so what is the meaning of that? If you look at the number line, if this is -1, if this is 1, okay, and the set is what, the interval is open interval, right, open interval, that means 1 is not included, right, 1 and -1 also is not included, right, and all the values you are taking between -1 and 1 here. So what will be the minimum value? There will be no minimum value. Okay, say for example, if you take a quantity which is very close to -1, right, so say for example, if you take -0.9, so what it will be, -0.9 plus 1, which is equal to 0.1. okay, and so this is the minimum value? No, there are many more values which are less than -0.9 and greater than -1. okay, so for example, -0.99, for that what you will get, -0.99 plus 1. okay, so that is 1 minus 0.99, so that will give you 0.01, right, so this becomes the minimum value, you can see. okay, again if you take -0.9999, what will happen, -0.999 plus 1 equal to 0.001 will get, right. So since these values in the domain of h are infinite, okay, -1 and between -1 and -0.9 there are infinitely many values, okay, which do not stop anywhere. So what will happen, you will get the function, okay, keeps on decreasing. okay, you will see that the function keeps on decreasing, right. So you don't have a minimum value, so no minimum value, right. And also for this, if you take quantities which are very close to 1, so for example, h of 0.9, if you take, what you will get, 0.9 plus 1, which is 1.9, right. Then 0.999, if you take, you will get 0.99 plus 1, which is 1.99. then if you take 0.999, what you will get, 0.999 plus 1, which is 1.999. you see that the values here also, they keep on increasing, right, because these values in the domain, that is the values between 0.9 to 1, there are infinitely many values. okay, you can keep on taking, you can keep on increasing the number of 9s, you will get that many values, okay, of the function, and those values also keeps on increasing also. okay, so what you conclude, no maximum value. okay, no maximum value. okay, so that was the fifth problem. okay, so now let us go to the third, right, third problem. Now the third problem is what, see, find the local maxima and the local minima, if any, right, of the following functions. Okay, now find also the local maximum and the local minimum values, right, as the case may be. Okay, so what you have to do here is, there are 8 functions here. You have to find the local maxima and the local minima, okay, if they exist, and also find the local maximum and the local minimum. Now to find the local maxima and the local minima, there is a method here, okay, direct method. So let us see how to solve these problems. Okay, the first one is what? Fx equal to x square, right? Domain is not given here. Okay, so let us see how to solve this type of problems. Okay, now what you have to do here is, you see what is given first, that is fx equal to x square. This is the function which is given. Okay, now what you have to do is, you have to put f prime of x equal to 0. Okay, so you put the derivative of this function, that is x square, as equal to 0. So what you will get, this is nothing but d by dx of fx, okay, equal to 0, right? So that means d by dx of fx is what? X square, equal to 0. Okay, so that means, what is the derivative of x square? 2x, right, which is 0. Now if you divide by 2 on both sides, what you will get? 2x divided by 2 equal to 0 divided by 2. Okay, so 2 and 2 gets cancelled here. You will get x equal to 0 divided by 2 is 0, right? So this is the value you get. Now I have explained you in the previous video of the topic maxima and minima, that f prime of x equal to 0, okay, if you get at any point C, then that point C is called as what? Critical point. Okay, so here at x equal to 0, you get f prime of x equal to 0, right? That means this is the critical point. Okay, is the critical point of f. Okay, now after finding the critical point, what you have to do is, you have to find f double dash of x, right? F double dash of x means what? Second derivative of fx. Now how you can calculate this? This is just the derivative of f prime of x. Okay, that is the derivative of the first derivative. Alright, so that is what? D by dx. Now what is f prime of x? F prime of x is this, 2x. Okay, derivative of x square, 2x, right? So derivative of 2x you have to take. So that is what? 2, right? So f double prime of x is 2. Now what is f double prime of 0 then? Because see, now after finding f double prime, what you have to do is substitute the critical point. Okay, substitute the critical point as x, okay, in the double derivative. Okay, so f double prime of 0 will be what? 2 only, right? This is a constant function, there is no x to substitute. Okay, so f double prime of 0 is 2. Okay, for any x, the value of the function f double prime is what? 2. So in particular, f double prime at 0 is 2. So greater than 0 you get. Okay, so this implies what? X equal to 0 is, now you have to use the second derivative test. Okay, so what is the second derivative test tells us? So if f prime of x is 0, and if f double prime of that value c, okay, yeah, first of all f prime of c is 0, you have to take, c is the critical point. Okay, Then f double prime at c, if you find out, if it is greater than 0, right? Okay, f double prime of c is greater than 0, then what will happen? That point c is a local minima. Okay, if f double prime of x, if f double prime of c is greater than 0, that means the value x equal to c or x equal to 0 here is a local minima. Okay, so what you got x equal to 0, that is a local minima. Now you can find the local minimum value. Okay, so therefore the local minimum value, right, at x equal to 0 is what? Is f of 0. The function was fx equal to x square, so f of 0 is 0 square equal to 0. So the minimum value is what? 0. Okay, here, right? So that is the answer of the first third. Okay, now let us go to the second. So gx is equal to x cube minus 3x. Okay, now what you do, you first look at what is given. So gx equal to x cube minus 3x. Okay, now here what you have to do is take the derivative of the function and put it equal to 0, right? That is the first step. So put g prime of x equal to 0, right? So that means what? X cube derivative is 3x square, right? Then minus derivative of 3x is 3, which is equal to 0. Okay, so that means what? 3x square is equal to 3, right? So that means, see, now for this type of equation what you do is you simplify it properly. Okay, now what students do here is, what they do is 3x square equal to 3, if it is, then they write x square equal to 3 by 3, so that is x square equal to 1, and then they write x equal to root of the quantity which is on the right hand side, that is 1. Okay, so this you don't do. Okay, what you do here is you take the quantity on the right hand side to the left hand side. So 3x square minus 3 equal to 0 you write. Okay, then what you do is 3 you take common, what will remain? X square minus 1 equal to 0, right? Then now you use the formula here. So if we write this as what? X square minus 1 square equal to 0, right? So this implies what? 3 times a square minus b square is there. Okay, so we can write it as x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 equal to 0, right? So what you get is x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0, right? If we multiply or divide by 3 on both sides, you will get x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 equal to 0, right? That is the first step. So this 3 is not there. Okay, so what you get is x minus 1 equal to 0 or x plus 1 equal to 0, right, from here. So that means what? X is equal to 1 or x is equal to minus 1. So these two values which you get, right, are called as the critical points of the function f. Okay, now after finding the critical of the function g, sorry, the function given is g. Now after finding the critical points, what you have to do? You have to find the double derivative, right, of the function. So g double prime of x. Now you know that g double prime of x is d by dx of g prime of x, Okay, so which is equal to derivative of g prime of x is what is this, right? 3x square minus 3. So 3x square minus 3 here. Now what is the derivative of this? This is 3 times derivative of x square is 2x, right? So 3 times 2 is 6x. So this is g double prime of x. Okay. Now after finding g double prime of x, what you have to do? You have to substitute the critical points, right, in the double derivative, right? So g double prime of the first critical point was 1. Okay, so for the critical point 1, g double prime of 1, you get it as 6 multiplied by 1, that is 6. Okay, which is greater than 0. Okay, so this implies what? X equal to 1 is a local minima, right? When g double prime of c is greater than 0, then it is a local minima. Okay, and the local minimum value is what? It is g of 1. Okay, the function was x cube minus 3x. Okay, so you will get 1 cube minus 3 multiplied by 1, so which is 1 minus 3, right, which is minus 2. Okay, now similarly we have to find the g double prime at x equal to the second critical point, that is minus 1. Okay, so g double prime of minus 1, that is nothing but this 6 multiplied by minus 1, that is equal to minus 6. Okay, which is less than 0. Now this implies x equal to minus 1 is a local maxima, right? When the double derivative of the function is less than 0, then that value x equal to c is a local maxima. Okay, and the local maximum value is what? It is g of minus 1. Okay, so that will be minus 1 the whole cube minus 3 of minus 1, right? So that is minus 1 plus 3, so which will give you 2. Okay, so g of minus 1 is 2, right? So we have found out what? We have found out the local minimum value and the local maximum value. Okay, so that was the second problem of the third. Now let us go to the third problem of the third. So that is hx equal to sin x plus cos x. Okay, here you have trigonometric functions. Okay, trigonometric functions are there. Now the method is the same. So you write what is given first, that is hx equal to sin x plus cos x, right? And the domain is given as 0 is less than x less than pi by 2, right? Now what you do is you put h prime of x equal to 0, this you know. Okay, now what is the derivative of the function h? This is the function h, sin x plus cos x. Okay, now the derivative of sin x is cos x, and derivative of cos x is what? Minus sin x, equal to 0 you get. Okay, and this you always remember, that 0 is less than x less than pi by 2. This is very important. Okay, now from here what you will get? Cos x equal to sin x, right? If you take sin minus sin x on the other side, so cos x equal to sin x. Now if you take cos x on the other side, what you will get? 1 equal to, on the other side means what you do is divide by cos x on both sides. Okay, so what you'll get is 1 equal to sin x divided by cos x. Okay, and 0 is less than x less than pi by 2. Okay, so that means 1 is equal to what? It is sin x divided by cos x, which you know it is tan x, and 0 is less than x less than pi by 2. Okay, now tan x is equal to 1 you are getting. Okay, where 0 is less than x less than pi by 2. Now at which value is tan equal to 1? And that value should be between 0 and pi by 2. Which value? It is x equal to pi by 4, right? Okay, so this value you got. Okay, there are many more, right? There are many more, but since the x is between 0 to pi by 2, you have to write only one. Okay, so is a critical point of h. Okay, right? Now what you have to do after finding the critical point, you have to find what is the double derivative. So double derivative h double prime of x will be what? So that is nothing but derivative of h prime of x, right? So which is nothing but derivative of h prime of x. We have found out that is this cos x minus sin x. Okay, now what is the derivative of cos x minus sin x? Derivative of cos x is, okay, we will write it here, derivative of cos x minus sin x. Okay, so derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Okay, and derivative of minus sin x is minus, and derivative of sin x is cos x. Okay, so this is the double derivative of h. Now you substitute what? The critical point, okay, in double derivative. So h double prime of pi by 4 is minus sine of pi by 4 minus cos of pi by 4. Okay, so that means what? H double prime of pi by 4 is equal to minus of sine pi by 4. You know, sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, right? Minus cos of pi by 4 is minus, cos of pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 and minus is there, so minus 1 by root 2. So what you will get? H double prime of pi by 4 is equal to minus 2 divided by root 2, right? The numerators will be added. So because why? The denominators are same. Okay, so you will get minus 1 minus 1, that is minus 2 divided by root 2. Okay, now if you rationalize this, what you will get? This is minus root 2 divided by root 2. If you multiply it by root 2 and root divide by root 2, so you will get this. So which is nothing but minus 2 divided by root 2, right? Oh, okay, so minus 2 multiplied by root 2, right? This and divided by root 2 the whole square. So you'll get minus 2 root 2 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. You'll get minus root 2. Okay, so which is less than 0, right? You are getting double prime of h as what? Less than 0. Okay, so the value x equal to pi by 4 is a local maxima. Okay, and the maximum value is what? The maximum value is h of pi by 4, right? So which is sine of pi by 4 plus cos of pi by 4. Now sine of pi by 4, you know, it is 1 by root 2 and cos of pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So that is 2 by root 2. Right? That was the same case as this 2 by root 2 and we rationalized that, right? And we got what? Root 2. So root 2 this is, okay. So this is the local maximum value, right? Now let us find out what is the, oh, only one critical point. So this is the only extreme value you get, okay. Now that was the third. Now let us go to the fourth. So fourth is what? Fourth is again trigonometric function fx equal to sin x minus cos x, okay, and 0 is less than x less than 2 pi, right? So what is the first step? You write what is given. Given is fx equal to sin x minus cos x, where 0 is less than x less than 2 pi, okay. Then after this, what you put? F prime of x equal to 0, right? Then what is derivative of f prime of x? That is derivative of this, which is cos x, right? And minus of derivative of cos x is minus sin x, equal to 0 you will get, okay. So which is what? Cos x plus sin x equal to 0 you will get, okay. So that means what? Now see, you simplify this properly. So what you do is, okay, you will get this, right? This implies this cos x plus sin x is equal to 0. Now after this, what you do is you take this, right, minus cos x on the other side. So what you will get? Sin x equal to minus cos x, okay. Then you divide by cos x on both sides. So what you will get is sin x divided by cos x, right, equal to minus 1, okay. So that means tan x is equal to minus 1, and you remember that 0 is less than x less than 2 pi, right? That is important, okay. This is the domain that is given, okay. So which is important. Now what you will get here? You have tan x as a negative minus 1, okay, and x is between 0 and 2 pi. So for this you use the all silver teacup concept, okay. All silver teacup concept. All in the first quadrant, silver in the second quadrant, tea in the third quadrant, and cup in the fourth quadrant, okay. That means what? All are positive here, that is all trigonometric ratios are positive. Sin is positive here, okay. Then tan is positive here, and here cos is positive, right? We have to look at the value of tan which is negative. So which quadrant you can take first? Go to the second quadrant, okay. This is pi, no? Now if you look at this, tan of pi minus pi by 4, right? Pi by 4, why I am taking here? Because the value, the magnitude, okay, that is the number without the sign is what? 1, okay, 1 it is. So tan of pi by 4 is 1, you know, right? So you have to take pi by 4 here, okay. So how you are going? Pi minus pi by 4, right? Now here you know that the ratio remains same here, okay. So also that is important, okay, same. So we are going from pi to this angle, so that is pi minus pi by 4 you are going, okay. This is pi by 4, right? So pi minus pi by 4 you are going. Tan of pi minus pi by 4. Now the ratio will remain same, 10, but you know that tan is negative here, okay. Tan is negative, so minus you will get, and this theta without this sign, okay, that is pi by 4. So what you get is -1, right? You're getting that, right? You're getting the value -1. But what is the theta then? Yeah, you are getting -1, that is okay, but what is the theta? That is pi minus pi by 4, okay, which is what? 4 pi, right, minus pi by 4. So which is tan of 3 pi by 4, okay. So you got theta is 3 pi by 4, that is x is 3 pi by 4, okay, and it is between this 0 and 2 pi, okay. One more value is there, okay, one more value is there. What it is? I mean, that in which quadrant it is? It is in this quadrant, okay, fourth quadrant. So how to find out? So you go to this angle. So this is 2 pi, you know, okay. So 2 pi minus pi by 4 you go, right. So tan of 2 pi minus pi by 4, right. So what is that? Again you look at this, tan of 2 pi minus pi by 4. Now since the ratio will remain the same, right, here it is same, so tan, and the sign of tan is what? Negative here, because only cos is positive, so only cos and sec are positive, right. So tan is negative, so you'll get tan as negative tan, okay, and theta without the sign, so pi by 4, and this is minus of tan pi by 4, which is 1, okay. But what is the theta then? Okay, what is the theta? So tan of this is 8 pi minus pi by 4, okay. So that is nothing but tan of 7 pi by 4, right, tan of 7 pi by 4. So the another value of x is what? 7 pi by 4, right. Have you got? So you got two values, okay, are the critical points, okay. Now after finding the critical points, what you have to do? You have to find the double derivative, right, of the function. So f double prime of x is nothing but the derivative of this, okay, that is derivative of f prime of x. F prime of x is this simplified form, right. So that is nothing but derivative of cos x plus sin x, right. So that is what? Derivative of cos x, you know, it is minus sin x, and also derivative of sin x is what? Cos x, okay. Now what you do? You find the f double prime at the critical points. So that is 3 pi by 4, which is equal to minus of 3 pi by 4 plus cos of 3 pi by 4, okay. 3 pi by 4 is in which quadrant? Which quadrant? See, we saw it at, we saw that it is in the second quadrant, okay, here, okay. Now in the second quadrant, sign is positive, right. So minus is already there here, and sine of 3 pi by 4. Let us calculate this, okay. Okay, let us calculate. So 3 pi by 4 we can write it as what? 4 pi minus pi by 4, right. And similarly plus cos of 3 pi by 4, again we can write it as 4 pi minus pi by 4, okay. So which is nothing but minus sine of, here if you separate the numerator, what you will get? Pi minus pi by 4, right, plus cos of pi minus pi by 4, okay. So what it is? Minus sine, see, because the sign of the trigonometric function sine is positive in the second quadrant, okay. Pi minus pi by 4 is in the second quadrant, sine of sine is positive, and the theta without the sine, that is pi by 4. Okay, and plus, now you see that cos, right, in the second quadrant is negative, so minus, the ratio remains the same when you go from pi to any angle, so cos, right, then pi by 4. Okay, so that is what, minus of sine pi by 4 is what, 1 by root 2, and this is plus minus minus, cos of pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, right, so which will give you minus 2 by root 2, which is minus root 2. This rationalization we have already seen. Okay, so 2 by root 2 will be root 2, and then minus sign is there, so minus root 2, which is less than 0, right. So what we get, x equal to 3 pi by 4 is a local maxima. Okay, it is a local maxima, right. Okay, now let us go to the next step, that is what, local maximum value you have to find, right. Local maximum value is f of 3 pi by 4, right, is equal to what, just substitute, okay, in the function. So the function is sin x minus cos x, so sine of 3 pi by 4 minus cos of 3 pi by 4, right. So sine of 3 pi by 4 is what, we already seen it, 1 by root 2, right, and minus cos 3 pi by 4 is what, minus 1 by root 2, we have already seen in this example only, right. So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, so that is 2 by root 2 you will get, okay, and which is root 2, right. So the maximum value or the local maximum value is root 2. Okay, now let us look at the local, let us look at the next critical point, that is what, f double prime of 7 pi by 4, and substitute 7 pi by 4 in f double prime of x. Okay, so what you will get, yes, the f double prime of x was what, minus sin x plus cos x. Okay, so minus sine 7 pi by 4 plus cos of 7 pi by 4, so that is nothing but minus sine, you can write 7 pi by 4 as 8 pi minus pi by 4 plus cos of 8 pi minus pi by 4. Okay, and so that is nothing but sine of, here if you separate the numerators you will get 8 by 4, that is 2 pi minus pi by 4. Okay, plus cos of, again you will get 2 pi minus pi by 4. Okay, and what you will get here then, minus of, see, you are in the fourth quadrant now, right, 2 pi minus pi by 4, sign is negative there. Okay, so minus of, ratio remains the same, and the theta without the sign, so pi by 4. Okay, plus cos is positive in the fourth quadrant, right, so plus the ratio remains the same, cos, and theta without the sign, so pi by 4. Okay, so what you are getting, sine of pi by 4, right, and plus cos of pi by 4, right, so that is what, 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, which is 2 by root 2, which is root 2, okay, and which is greater than 0. So this implies x equal to 7 pi by 4 is a local what, minimum. Okay, local minima, and therefore local minimum value is what? F of 7 pi by 4, right, which is equal to what? Sine of 7 pi by 4, right, because the function, definition of the function is what? Sin x minus cos x. So sine 7 pi by 4 minus 7 cos 7 pi by 4. Okay, sine 7 pi by 4 we have already found out. Okay, that is minus of 1 by root 2, right, and cos of 7 pi by 4 also we have found out, it is 1 by root 2, but minus sign is there, so minus 1 by root 2. So that is what? Minus 2 by root 2. Okay, and which is nothing but minus of root 2. Okay, that is the local minimum value, right? Okay, so that was the fourth problem. Okay, now let us go to the fifth problem. Okay, fifth problem, it is fx equal to x cube minus 6x square, right, plus 9x plus 15. Okay, so what you do is you have to look at the function which is given. So fx equal to what? X cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15, right? Then the second step is what? F prime of x, you put it as 0, right? So f prime of x is x, derivative of x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15 equal to 0, right? So that means what? Derivative of x cube is 3x square. Okay, then minus of 6, derivative of x square is 2x, and derivative of 9x is 9, which is equal to 0. Okay, so that means 3x square minus 12x plus 9 equal to 0. Now if you take 3 common from these 3 terms, what you get? 3 times x square minus 4x, right, plus 3 equal to 0. Okay, now if we factorize the quadratic expression which you have got, what you will get? So 3 times, you had x square. Okay, yeah, let us write down x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0, right? So 3 times, if you factorize this, so that is x square minus 3x minus x plus 3 equal to 0, right? So that means x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 1 you will get, right, equal to 0. Okay, now if you divide by 3 on both sides, what you get? X minus 3 multiplied by x minus 1 equal to 0. So that means x is equal to 3 or x is equal to 1, okay, are the critical points. Okay, now once you find the critical points, what you have to do? You have to find f double prime of x. Okay, f double prime of x, you take it carefully because you have done simplifications here. Okay, you have divided by 3. Okay, so that f double prime of x is this, right, 3 times x square minus 4x plus 3. So derivative of 3 times x square minus 4x plus 3. Okay, so that is what? 3 times derivative of this x square minus 4x plus 3. Now that is 3 times derivative of x square is what? 2x, and derivative of minus 4x is minus 4. Okay, so this is what you get as f double prime of x. Now what you to do, f double prime of x at the critical point. So first at 3, f double prime of 3 is 3 times 2 times 3 minus 4. Okay, so that is 3 times 6 minus 4, which is 3 times 2, right? So which is 6, which is greater than 0. So what you get, x equal to 3 is a local minima, and the minimum value is what, f of 3. So that is nothing but 3 cube minus 6 times 3 square plus 9 multiplied by 3 plus 15. Okay, so that is f of 3 is 27 minus 6 times 9 plus 9 times 3 is 27 plus 15. Okay, so f of 3 is what, 27 minus 6 multiplied by 9 is 54 plus 27 plus 15, right? So f of 3 is what, 27 plus 27 is 54. Okay, and then this is minus 54 plus 15. So f of 3 is what, 54 and minus 54 gets cancelled, you'll get 15. So the minimum value is 15, okay, or the local minimum value is 15. Now let us find out f double prime at the next critical point, that is 1, right? So that is nothing but 3 times 2 multiplied by 1 minus 4. Okay, so that is what, 3 times 2 minus 4, right? So 3 times minus 2, so which is what, minus 6, right? So f double prime at 1 is minus 6 less than 0. So this implies x equal to 1 is a local maxima, right? And the maximum value is f of 1, right, which is equal to what, substitute the value 1 in the function. So 1 cube minus 6 times 1 square plus 9 times 1 plus 15. So f of 1 is nothing but 1 minus 6 plus 9 plus 15. Okay, so that is f of 1 is 9 plus 1 is 10, right, plus 15 is how much, 25. Okay, so 25 minus 6, so f of 1 is 25 minus 6, that is 19. Okay, and that is the local maximum value. Okay, so that was the problem 5. Now let us go to the sixth problem. The sixth problem is gx equal to x by 2 plus 2 by x, where x is greater than 0. Okay, so sixth problem is gx equal to x by 2 plus 2 by x, where x is greater than 0. Now you write first what is given. So given gx equal to x by 2 plus 2 by x, x greater than 0, right? X greater than 0 is the domain of the function gx. Now the first step is put g prime of x equal to 0, right? So that means what, derivative of gx is equal to 0, right? So derivative of gx is x by 2 plus 2 by x, right, equal to 0. Okay, now what is the derivative of x by 2? It is 1 by 2. Okay, and what is the derivative of 2 by x? Now if you look at the derivative of 2 by x, So we can write this as what? Derivative of 2 times x raised to minus 1. Okay, so we can take 2 out because it is a constant. Derivative of x raised to minus 1. Okay, then 2 times minus 1 multiplied by x raised to minus 1 minus 1, right? So that is minus 2 multiplied by x raised to minus 2, so which is minus 2 divided by x square. Okay, so the derivative of 2x will be minus 2 divided by x square equal to 0, right? So that is nothing but half minus 2 by x square equal to 0. Okay, so and you have to remember this condition that x is greater than 0, right? Okay, now if you cross multiply this, what you will get? X square minus 2 times 2 is 4, right? Multiply divided by 2x square equal to 0, right? Now suppose we take x not equal to 0, then we can divide by 2x, I mean we can multiply it by 2x square on both sides. Okay, so x square minus 4 divided by 2x square multiplied by 2x square equal to 0 multiplied by 2x square, right? And so what we get? X square minus 4, 2x square gets cancelled, equal to 0 we get. Okay, and x greater than 0 you have. Now how we can write this? You can write this as x square minus 2 square, right, equal to 0, and x is greater than 0, right? Now we can use the formula a square minus b square is equal to a minus b multiplied by a plus b. So a minus b multiplied by a plus b equal to 0, and x is greater than 0, right? So what do we get? X is equal to 2 or x is equal to minus 2, right? And x is greater than 0. Okay, this is important. So what happens here? This value, okay, that is x equal to minus 2 is discarded. Why? Because x is greater than 0, right? So only value remains is x equal to 2 and is the critical point of f, okay, of g, sorry, right, of g. Now what is the next step after finding the critical point? You have to find g double prime of x. Okay, now that is what? It is derivative of g prime of x, right? And what is g prime of x? So see, derivative of g prime of x is there. So derivative of g prime of x is where? This is g prime of x. Okay, derivative of g, this is g prime of x. The simplified form is this. Okay, so this is g prime of x that we have to take. So half minus 2 by x square, right? Now what is derivative of x square? I mean derivative of half. Derivative of half is 0, right? Minus derivative of 2 by x square. Okay, so you will get minus derivative of, or minus, yeah, derivative of what? 2 by x square, right? Now let us find this derivative. Okay, derivative of 2 by x square will be what? See, we can write this as derivative of 2 times x raised to minus 2, right? So 2 you can take out and derivative of x raised to minus 2 you will get, right? So 2 times minus 2 x raised to minus 1, or x raised to minus 2 minus 1, right? N multiplied by x raised to n minus 1. So that formula. So then what you are getting? Minus 4, okay, x raised to minus 3. So what you are getting here? Minus is already there here. We have found out this, right? So it will be minus of minus 4x raised to minus 3, right? So 4x raised to minus 3, so that is 4 by x cube. Okay, so g double prime you have found out. Now what you have to do, you have to substitute the critical point in g double prime, right? So let us see what we get. Okay, so g double prime of the critical point we found out was what? 2. Okay, the critical point was 2, and so what we get, we will get, see, g double prime of x was 4 by x cube, so here we will get 4 by 2 cube, right? So 4 by 8, so which is half, which is greater than 0, right? So that means what? X equal to 2 is a local minima. Okay, and the local minimum value is what? G of 2, that is 2 by 2 plus 2 by 2, right, which is 1 plus 1, which is 2, right? So this is the local minimum value, okay, for the function g. So that was the solution of 6th problem. Now let us go to the 7th one. So 7th one is what? Gx equal to 1 by x square plus 2. Okay, so what you do is write what is given. So gx is equal to 1 by x square plus 2, right? So that means what is the first step? Put g prime of x equal to 0, right? So that is derivative of gx equal to 0. Okay, so that means what? D by dx of 1 by x square plus 2 equal to 0, right? So that is d by dx of x square plus 2 raised to minus 1 equal to 0, right? This 1 by x square plus 2 we can write it as what? X square plus 2 raised to minus 1. Okay, now what is the derivative of this? It is n, that is minus 1, x square plus 2, right, n minus 1, so minus 1 minus 1, okay, then multiplied by, because see, this function inside the bracket is not what? X. Okay, it is not x or x plus some constant. Okay, so we have to take the derivative of this and multiply it. Okay, so that is the chain rule, right? So d by dx of x square plus 2 equal to 0. So what you will get? Minus of x square plus 2, right, raised to minus 2 multiplied by derivative of x square is 2x equal to 0, right? So that implies what? See, this is minus 2x here divided by this x square plus 2 raised to minus 2, we can take it in the denominator. Okay, so x square plus 2 the whole square equal to 0 we will get, right? So now this is always non-zero, you can see, right, because any value of x you take, it is a positive quantity, and plus 2 will be a non-zero quantity. Okay, see, this can be 0. Okay, at x equal to 0, if this is 0, still what you are getting? 0 plus 2 only, right? That is 2, which is non-zero. So you see that this is always non-zero, so you can divide by x square plus 2 the whole square on both sides of the equation. So what you will get? 2x, right, equal to 0, right? So that means what? X is equal to 0 by dividing minus 2 on both sides. Okay, so x equal to 0 is a critical point, okay, of gx. Now once you find the critical point, what is the next step? You have to find g double prime of x. G double prime of x is nothing but the derivative of g prime of x, right? So derivative of g prime of x you have to find. Now what it is? Derivative of g prime of x is what? See, here you have to be careful because after this you have done some simplification, right? So this is g prime of x here, okay? So that is what? Minus 2 divided by x square plus 2 the whole square, okay? So from this now we have to find g prime of g double prime of x. So now what that is? This is derivative of u by v, okay? So u by v rule you have to use. So v, right, x square plus 2 the whole square, derivative of u, that is derivative of minus 2x minus u, right, into derivative of v, that is x square plus 2 the whole square. Now divided by what? X square plus 2, right, the whole square, right? This is already squared and the formula also has what? V square. So here it is v the whole square, okay? Now let us see what we are getting, okay? Let us see what we get if we simplify. So g double prime of x will be what? X square plus 2 the whole square, and derivative of minus 2x was there here, see. So derivative of minus 2x is minus 2, right? So minus 2, then here what you have is minus minus plus 2x, okay, and derivative of x square plus 2 the whole square, x square plus 2 the whole square. What is that? It is 2 multiplied by x square plus 2, right, and multiplied by again derivative of this, that is 2x, okay. Now divided by what? X square plus 2 raised to 4, right? So don't simplify it more because we have to just substitute x equal to 0 here, okay? That is the critical point. So g double prime of 0 is what? See, 0 square plus 2 the whole square multiplied by minus 2 plus 2 multiplied by 0, right, multiplied by 0 square plus 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 0, right, divided by 0 square plus 2 raised to 4, okay. So that means what? G double prime of 0 will be what? This is 2 square, right, 0 plus 2 the whole square and multiplied by minus 2. And what will happen to this quantity? This quantity will be 0 because 0 is multiplied, right? So 0 now divided by, this is what? 2 raised to 4, okay. So what you will get is g double prime of 0 is minus 8. Why? Because 2 square is 4 multiplied by 2 is 8 and minus is there, so minus 8 divided by 2 raised to 4 is how much? 16, okay. So that means 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16, so minus half, okay, less than 0 you are getting, right, minus half is less than 0. So what you get? X equal to 0, right, is a local what? Maxima, okay, it is a local maxima, and the maximum value is what? And the maximum value is g of 0, right. The function was 1 by x square plus 2, So 1 by 0 square plus 2, that is 1 by 2. Okay, so that is what we have. And so our answer is what? G of 0 equal to half. Okay, so that is our answer. That is the maximum value. Okay, so let us now look at the eighth. Eighth is what? Fx equal to x root of 1 minus x, and x is greater than 0. Okay, now the first step is what? Right, what is given? Fx equal to x root of 1 minus x. Okay, then what? Put f prime of x equal to 0, right? So that means d by dx of fx is equal to 0. So that means d by dx of x root of 1 minus x is 0, right? So now what is this? This is u, and suppose this is v. So this is u v rule, and that is what? U, right? uv rule of derivatives, u multiplied by derivative of root of 1 minus x plus v, right, into derivative of u, which is equal to 0. So what you will get? X multiplied by derivative of root of 1 minus x. This is, that is nothing but derivative of 1 minus x raised to half, right, plus root of 1 minus x multiplied by derivative of x is 1, so that is equal to 0. Okay, now this is what? X multiplied by 1 minus x, right, raised to half, that is half 1 minus x raised to minus half, you will get, right, n minus 1. So half minus 1, which is minus half. Okay, now multiplied by again derivative of this quantity by the chain rule, what it is? Minus 1. Okay, so plus root of 1 minus x, this is equal to 0, right? Now what you will get here? This is minus plus x divided by, right, 2 multiplied by what? 1 minus x raised to half plus root of 1 minus x equal to 0. Okay, now what is this? This is minus x divided by 2 root of 1 minus x plus root of 1 minus x equal to 0, right? Now suppose you take LCM or cross multiply. Okay, if you take cross multiply, what you will get? Minus x plus 2 root of 1 minus x the whole square, right, multiplied by, divided by 2 multiplied by root of 1 minus x equal to 0. Okay, so that is what? Let us see what is the value of x. Okay, so minus x, right, then plus 2 times 1 minus x equal to 0, right? If you take this 2 root of 1 minus x on the other side, okay, that means what should be the condition? X should not be equal to 1. Okay, because if x is 1, then this becomes 0, and then you cannot divide on both sides. Okay, so x is not equal to 1, and so that you get what? Minus x plus 2 times 1 minus x equal to 0. So that means minus x plus 2 minus 2x equal to 0, right? So that means what? Minus x minus 2x is minus 3x, right, plus 2 equal to 0. So that means minus 3x minus 2, minus 3x is equal to minus 2. Okay, Now what you do, you divide by minus 3 on both the sides. So minus 3 divided by minus 3 equal to minus 2 divided by minus 3. Okay. So minus 3 and minus 3 gets cancelled. You will get x equal to, minus and minus will get cancelled. So 2 by 3. Okay. So 2 by 3 is a local, I mean we have not found out, right? So 2 by 3 is a critical point, okay, of f. Now what is the next step? The next step is to find f double prime of x, right? So what is f double prime of x? F double prime of x is nothing but derivative of f prime of x, right? So derivative of f prime of x is what? See, this is f prime of x, we can take, okay, the simplified form. Okay, this is f prime of x, or there is one more simplified form that we can take. Okay, so what is that? I have not written it here. Okay, so this is the numerator. So what we can do is we can write this, okay, form of f double prime of x, that is minus x plus 2 times root of 1 minus x the whole square divided by 2 times root of 1 minus x, right? And now we can simplify in the bracket only here. Okay, so derivative of bracket minus x plus, see, 2 times root of 1 minus x the whole square is what? 1 minus x, okay, divided by 2 root of 1 minus x, right? So that is nothing but derivative of minus x plus 2 minus 2x divided by 2 root of 1 minus x, okay. So that is nothing but derivative of what? See, 2 minus x minus 2x is minus 3x, right, divided by 2 root of 1 minus x, right? Okay, now from here we can take the derivative. So this is u, this is v. So u by v rule we have to use for the derivatives, right? So v, that is 2 root of 1 minus x multiplied by derivative of 2 minus 3x, okay, minus what you will get, 2 minus 3x, right, multiplied by derivative of 2 root of 1 minus x the whole divided by 2 root of 1 minus x the whole square, right? Okay, so which is what? 2 root of 1 minus x multiplied by derivative of this is what? Derivative of 2 minus 3x is minus 3, okay, minus 2 minus 3x multiplied by, now this 2 is a constant, so we can take it out, multiplied by, right, this is 1 minus x raised to half, so the derivative will be what? Minus, not minus, half root of 1 minus x into derivative of this quantity inside the root, that is minus 1, right, and divided by what? This 2 square is 4 multiplied by 1 minus x, right? So if we simplify this, let us see what we get. Okay, so minus 6 root of 1 minus 3, right, and then this is what? Minus minus plus, okay, 2 into 2 is 4 multiplied by 2 minus 3x, right, and divided by what? 2, oh, this 2 is in the denominator, right? Okay, so this 2 and 2 gets cancelled, okay, and so there is no 4 and there is no 2 here, okay, and root of 1 minus x divided by 4 multiplied by 1 minus x, okay. So that is nothing but f double prime of x. Now let us find out f double prime of x at x equal to 2 by 3. Okay, so f double prime of 2 by 3. Now that is what? See, just substitute 4 divided by 2 by 3 the whole cube. Okay, f double prime of 2 by 3 is equal to 4 divided by 2 by 3 the whole cube. That is nothing but 4 by 2 cube is what? 8 and 3 cube is 27. Any how you simplify this quantity will be always positive, right? This quantity is always positive. So f double prime of 2 by 3 is positive. So that means what? X equal to 2 by 3 is a local minima. Okay, and the local minimum value is what? And the local minimum value is f of 2 by 3. Now the definition of the function is x root of 1 minus x. So 2 by 3 root of 1 minus 2 by 3, right? So that is 2 by 3 root of, here we can take LCM. LCM is 3, so 3 minus 2 divided by 3, right? So 2 by 3 divided by 1 by 3. So 2 by 3 root 3 you will get, right? Now if we rationalize this, what we get? So root of 3 divided by root of 3, right? So that is 2 root 3 divided by 3 multiplied by 3. Okay, so it is 2 root 3 divided by 9. So f of 2 by 3 is 2 root 3 divided by 9. Okay, so that is the solution of the 8th problem of the 3rd. So that's it in the video, guys. If you have liked my video, then please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.